Hi, I'm Naira, and I'm here to inspire you. Welcome to my forest of dancing thoughts. Begin with the breath. Because that is the source of life, right? Like consciousness, your consciousness, the consciousness, awareness, God, energy, universe, whatever you want to call it, chose breathing, breath, to be its only connection to the present. It chose breathing to be our connection to awareness, to realize that hey, we are more than just our bodies. We are so much more than our thoughts. And once we breathe, we allow our body to do that functioning without thinking, and then allow space for our awareness to come through. And it's more than thoughts because it's more than words, it's feeling. So, as the days continue on and it's getting colder and darker, snow today, what can we do to remind ourselves that life is still just this moment? It's just right now. I had quite a day yesterday. I felt very productive, and then it did not end the way that I wanted it to end. And then this morning I woke up to some chaos, and I huffed and puffed and went away, and then I came back because I realized that all my fiance, my partner, was trying to do was love me and hold me and give me a moment to wake up. But I was just so upset by having to wake up that I just discarded his love for me at the moment. So I huffed and puffed, I went upstairs, I came back down. Because I was like, I can choose at any moment to make my day different. At any minute I can choose for my next breath to be different. So I came back and I gave him a big old hug. We just hugged for a while because I was just watching a TikTok of this doctor saying that so it takes 6 seconds for oxytocin to be released. So when you come home or before you go, you come and you find your partner, if you have one, or your dog or your cat or anybody living in the house, and you hug them and you wish them a good morning, a good evening, whatever it is, through your heartbeat. And then you sync with them. And then when you pull apart, your whole day shifts. So a 6-second hug, 6 seconds is not so long. But when you're breathing and you're present, it can be the most valuable moments in the day, right? Like I am taking that hug from this morning and having it take me all throughout the day, into the night, and then we'll see, right? So sometimes you have to call on those moments. Sometimes they are far and few in between. So then we make the decision. To go and be present with them. Because I knew that I could stay huffing and puffing and then just have this egotistical day. Or I could be a little bit like him. I would love to be a lot like him, but I could be a little bit like him and be present in the moment and realize that there is no underlying, oh, I'm going to hold this over your head, right? And that's one of the things with, the other thing that I was watching was, they're like, she's like, good relationships don't always feel good, right? Like when you get into a good relationship, especially after you've been in many bad ones. Um, it's like it doesn't feel good all the time, because when you are in a bad relationship, what it does is you get to focus on them and how they're making you feel bad and how they're the ones doing all these things, because you just date a version of you. You just bring in the person in your life that you're willing or unwilling to look at. So if it's negative stuff, then you can sit there and blame them, and your insecurities can be blamed on them. If it's a good relationship, a partnership, you know, um, then you're not going to be able to blame them. They're going to put it very out there for you to see your own securities and your own insecurities and your own problems. Like, I have never had such like a mirror to my own shortcomings as just like a person as I do right now, being in a relationship that gives me safety to be exactly who I am. Like, he doesn't get mad at me for just living, and I'm so used to being gotten, like, people getting mad at me for just living my life even on my bad days. So then my bad days, I just come arms up, right? I come guarded, because I'm like, oh, okay, you're gonna make me feel badly for the days that I'm having, so, or for being whatever it is, right? And he just doesn't do that. So I think that as hard as it is to let go of that ego, to let go of that creature that was like looming, and really enjoying living in the sunlight of despair and grunts and huffs and puffs, and then having that cascade through the house, right? So I think, just like with everything else, we get to pick our moments. Sometimes we let those creatures shine, right? She's definitely shown this morning. But then it's also time to say, okay, good night now. Good night now. You did it. You said hello. Everybody saw you. Everybody heard you. Everybody knows you exist. Now go night night. Go night night. You know, go away. So I think that the more that we can do that, the more that we can allow for our feelings to happen, but then to also let them, like, let them know when their time is up. Let them know when they have overstayed their welcome, right? Let them know when they're too loud. And it's like, and who are you? Like, who is it that you want to be? Who is it that you feel should live right now, right? Because even in those moments of creature living, you know, there's someone in there, our consciousness, our awareness, our God, our universe, our ego. I mean, not our ego. Ego's striving at that point, but everything else, right, is telling us, is there faint maybe, but they're like, hey, is this right? Do you really want to live here? Is this the hill you want to die on, right? So I think I take these moments to reflect, these moments to myself, to reflect on what has happened and how I can go better through the day. It's hard. It's so hard. But it's either going to be hard right now and then easy in the future, or it's going to be easy now and it's going to be hard in the future. So again, we get to decide. It's like with parenting, right? With parenting, it's the same thing. I'm like, do I want this moment of me being able to be like, okay, this is going to be a quick, easy fix, or I yell and then they're going to, you know, get scared and do what I do what I tell them to do? Or do I want to take the time, you know, and be present? And I used to, you know, it's funny how being a 5-year-old, a mom of a 5-year-old makes you a 5-year-old too, right? Like, it makes you a 5-year-old mom. And I always say that, I'm like, I'm just a 5-year-old mom right now. I'm still figuring it out. But for the first how many ever years of his life, I was able to just like keep it really cool and present. And then at some moment, I think once they start to talk, you feel like they know more. But the thing is, words, as important as they are and as magic as they are, like they're just words. You're able to just repeat them. They're just sounds that you're making, right? So again, going back to that feeling, the feeling of this is a child, this is a baby, this is still somebody who needs me. And even up to adulthood, right, with my partner, it's the same thing. Like, this is a man, this is a person. Inside of him is a heart that needs love and needs presence and, connection. So I think the more you can connect to yourself, the more you're able to connect out with others. Had I not had a day yesterday where I, had time to myself to do the things that I wanted to do and feel productive and feel accomplished and feel rested, I was able to get back out of that funk real quickly this morning, right? So then I took that and then I did more things for myself today. And I rested and I, got ready and I did these things so that I can take me to the next moment of coming back sooner. Because the thing is, we're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna flip. We're gonna yell. Things are gonna go wrong. We're gonna do the wrong thing. But how can you come back? Or when are you gonna come back? How long does it take you to come back? Those are then the moments and the vital pieces of our life, right? Like, okay, well, it took me one day, now it took me 6 hours, and it gets, that time diminishes less and less, and then it just becomes like a thought, and then you just replace the thought immediately too, right? So there's a lot there. But I think connection to yourself is so vital, and that's why through dance I have my mind get to know my body, my body get to know my mind, because in that moment it's just me and it's my energy around me, and I'm able to take all of that energy and make it just me again, instead of all of the clouded. I'm doing this to kind of like move it so that my energy is just me and it's not everybody else, right? So when you move in your own vortex of energy of yourself, then you're able to live and stay present despite whatever craziness is going on around. So that's that from me right now. I hope you join me in the next one so that we can dance a little.